you're so wait. Charlotte, you're so wait. Charlotte, you're so wait. So you challenge Charlotte to a match?
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Talkamania! It's Rusev Day! Finish with you! That, my friend, is gonna leave a mark. I love black eyes.
Where are you, Dango?
All before you were wearing a training bra.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Talkamania. I'm your host, Desmino, here with the cherry on my Sunday, J-Bomb. Say hello, J-Bomb.
Hey, what's up, Des? How you doing, man?
Good. Things are good. We're halfway through the week. It's been a crazy week. A lot of wrestling's been going on. We just got through Fastlane, and we're on the fast lane to Wrestlemania.
It's about time. The pay-per-view was all right?
I thought it was pretty good. A lot better than the expectations in terms of what I thought going into it. Looking at the card, didn't look like it was going to be too superb of a pay-per-view. But I think I expected low, and that's why it delivered for me.
Yeah, it delivered. I enjoyed Nakamura, Rusev. I enjoyed the main event. Riot and Charlotte was pretty good. Bludgeon Brothers coming out was kind of cool. They destroyed the shit out of all those guys.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, the Usos had their matchup against the New Day. I guess this is kind of the stalemate or I guess they wanted it to be the end-all, be-all of their feud together. And the match kind of went into a lot of spots really early, wasn't too into it, and then the Bludgeon Brothers came and kind of killed it before any real momentum kicked off. So I was a bit frustrated, but, at the same time, I felt stupid that, obviously this is where they were going to go. We saw the Bludgeon Brothers appearing on SmackDown from week to week during the Uso segments. So obviously this is going to be going to a three-way tag team turmoil match at WrestleMania. Well,
I had no idea that was going to happen. First of all, I don't even know what the Bludgeon Brothers theme song sounded like. So when the music hit, I honestly thought it was like a mistake. Like they accidentally played somebody else's music.
If you listen to the beginning of, I believe it's Baron Corbin's theme song, there's a small part in the beginning that actually kind of sounds like the Bludgeon Brothers. I think it's Baron Corbin, but I know there's somebody else on SmackDown who comes out, and I believe it must be a similar artist who makes the song. It just almost sounds like
it's probably, yeah. Well, they destroyed them.
They did destroy them, and they did a pretty good job at it. Obviously, the mallets, we were talking about that, how they look fake. It'd be cool if they had these real mallets and just put their hands on it like Triple H used to do the sledgehammer.
Exactly. They still put their hands on it.
I know.
It's made like pillows.
I guess it's just by habit. But yeah, they obviously look really light and really lame. But they came out, made a statement. And even this week on SmackDown, I watched the matchup that they had this week, and they killed it. They were really impressive. So week after week, they're fighting these jobbers, and the matches are really short. They're squash matches. But this week, it just, I don't know, the match flowed so nicely. Their finishers, everything they did was on point.
The smack, man. I love the smack.
Yeah, the
when
smack
Harper
too.
smacks Rowan,
they
man.
Pump each other up. Yeah, for
and it's
sure.
good because Rowan's got such a big beard that Harper can just kind of give it to him, and it probably doesn't hurt that much. That's what's pretty awesome about it. But it was cool to see them fight. One member of New Day, one member of Uso.
Yeah, that was a cool surprise on SmackDown as well too. Seeing, the Uso, and I'm going to call it Uso because I don't know the difference between the two. You'll slap me for that, but
honestly,
you watch Total Divas, right? So you have an edge on me.
Yeah, there's only one of them on it, but I'm kind of getting over
the one whose name starts with J. How about that?
Isn't it? Aren't they both J?
Shh. All right. So, tagging up with Big E, I thought that was really cool. They had the respect for each other. They tag teamed together. But ultimately, things are coming to a head at WrestleMania. We're going to see the New Day versus Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers. It should be exciting.
It's not official, right? But it's
no, but I could assume the way they've been building it up, that's the direction they're going to be going into.
Man, there's going to be so many triple threats.
Yeah. I mean, they're right at the point now where they're trying to fill people into the spots. They're trying to get everybody involved. So I guess at this point in time, the Bludgeon Brothers, they've committed a lot of time into this building of their tag team essence. I guess they're going to have it pay off at WrestleMania. Don't be surprised to see them walk away with the tag team titles.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, they must be doing something right. We just gave them like 3 minutes on the hottest podcast on the internet.
Yeah, we did. So they owe us technically now.
We have
so maybe we can
followers.
become Bludgeon Brothers as well too. And get some
We have
foam
5
mallets.
followers on Podbean now, man. 5. Wicka wicka wow.
Cool. But I also noticed Rowan's looked like he slimmed down a little bit too. So it's like these guys they put in a little bit of work getting in better shape. And the team's kind of come back, refreshed, rejuvenated. I didn't like their matches week to week, but the one on SmackDown this week was impressive, folks. Go back and watch it. Probably their best match to date. And we'll see what happens leading into WrestleMania.
They're stiff, man. They're stiff. It's good.
Yeah,
like
they are really stiff. I did like that a lot too. And also we saw in the main event of Fastlane, AJ Styles retained his championship against Kevin Owens, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and Sami Zayn, with a lot of close finishes with Kevin Owens and Zayn both coming close to winning the title, with Shane McMahon becoming emotional once again and interfering in the outcome of that match. So
did you buy what they were selling?
Did I buy what they were selling?
Yeah. Do you buy are you buying into the hype? The way that are you buying into this Kevin Owens Sami Zayn thing? Because I'm still not sure that they're going to face each other at WrestleMania.
Well, it looks like they're going to. I think it's kind of like, there really wasn't a clear spot for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to be. They've been involved with an angle with each other for quite some time now. These guys are best friends, more or less, outside the ring. They've gone through a lot together. I think giving Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn this match at WrestleMania means a lot to them personally. And I think this is the match that we're going to have. And this is what I thought. And again, they were trolling us a bit this week. And I think Kevin Owens was trolling people a bit this week by posting the Under the Giant Battle Memorial photo and saying he was studying or he was taking notes or watching, And obviously, I was like, oh, yeah, for sure this means it. But Kevin Owens isn't going to be that obvious. He's doing it to troll. So I was thinking that might be the case. And obviously, we saw on SmackDown this week that it is the case. It will be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Sorry, it is not the case. We'll see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon made the match official. And then the two decided to beat the crap out of Shane McMahon and take him out of commission.
I'll believe it when I see a graphic. We haven't seen a graphic.
A graphic makes it official, yeah.
Yeah, it does. I'm down to see the match. I'd like to see a stipulation on it. I'd like to see...
Loser leaves SmackDown.
I was going to say loser leaves SmackDown. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Kevin Owens can go back to Raw, and then things will be all right again in the world.
All right again in the world. Speaking of Raw, we got our tickets. We are for sure 100% going to Raw in Montreal on April 30th?
We will be at Raw in Montreal on April 30th on the floor. Maybe you'll see us.
Ooh.
You probably won't, but we'll try to, be a presence. We're going to be busting out Talkamania gear. If you see us there, you see our shirts, hashtag us, let us know what's going on. Grab a beer with us. It's going to be great.
Yeah, buddy. You're thinking about going to SmackDown still?
I'm still thinking about. I'm on the fence. I'm looking at I don't know. I was really excited to see Asuka on Raw. Now she's on SmackDown. But then, I look at SmackDown week by week, and obviously Raw is kind of the more exciting show. You get 3 hours out of it, more bang for your buck, more's happening. But at the same time, how often do you get Raw and SmackDown back to back in Montreal? I think it would be really exciting to go to both. So again, it's something I'm going to look into, and if I can go, I would love to go and cover it.
Let's see how drunk we get at Raw, and maybe while we're at Raw, we'll hit open the Evenco app on the phone, and maybe we'll buy last minute tickets for the next night.
Well, it's a little bit trickier for you because you don't live in the city, but then you'll have to deal with that.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm taking Tuesday off of work, and I'm staying in the city overnight. So maybe.
I'm thinking of taking the Tuesday off as well, too, just for the hell of it. It's going to be a fun Monday night.
Oh, shit, we're going to get drunk. We have to get drunk.
We do. We'll take pictures, we'll take photos, we'll take videos, all that kinds of stuff. We'll put it up. It'll be a fun night, folks. It'll be a fun night. Hey, this week they announced something. So not only there's going to be the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Classic. There's so many words in that title. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
call it the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's all you got to call it. But now they
call it like the WrestleMania Battle Royal.
Yeah.
The men's Battle Royal, the women's Battle Royal.
They're paying tribute to Andre the Giant, right? That's the whole point. But then you have then shouldn't it be all the large men then? Like Under the Giant Battle Royale should be all the large giants.
You would think. Who's won it? Cesaro won the first one.
Yes.
Did Braun Strowman win one?
I think Mojo Rawley won the second one.
Oh, no. And then Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin won the first one.
No, Cesaro won the first.
Okay.
First.
Yeah, Baron Corbin won the first one when he came up. Yeah, his first match in the WWE or his first pay-per-view or his first big match was the Royal, and he won it.
I can't believe Baron Corbin is getting the. I can't believe he has the push, and guys like Harper don't. Whatever.
Well, Harper it sucks because he's stuck with Rowan, and I feel like they can't do anything with Rowan without Harper, so Harper is victim to that.
Maybe the Bludgeon Brothers would be better than we expected.
Maybe, maybe. But, I wanted to see Harper have that singles run that I think he could have.
Yeah. But yeah, you were saying Andre the Giant?
Yeah, so we had the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, and now we're going to have a female equivalent, and this is going to be a Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale. And obviously the internet's been a little bit upset because Moolah doesn't have the best reputation. She was whoring out the ladies. All kinds of interesting stories. Read on the internet, folks. Google it. And there's quite some interesting folklore and storytelling to talk about Fabulous Moolah. But anyways,
I don't remember hearing any of that kind of stuff. Like this is the first I've heard.
I
of it.
did a while ago. Like I read like things you didn't know, and like even Mae Young too. I think Mae Young has had a few shady things as well. But I mean, it's a different time back then, and I don't know. People were a bit butthurt. I guess they could. I don't know who else they would really name it after. But I guess there are other options.
Butthurt? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
And they're quite upset because, they're saying like, hey, this is supposed to be a big monumental battle royal. Women keep making history in the WWE, and this will be no exception. But
she was a businesswoman.
And she's been her longevity too. I remember her and Mae Young being on during the Attitude Era too, being quite prominent. One of them even won the championship at one point. So they definitely stood the test of time. They definitely earned their place in history. But again, I don't know too much about what she did or what she didn't do, but people seem to be upset about it. But it's something to look forward to. It looks like they're going to throw a lot of women from the WWE, NXT, everything all into one for this matchup. So I guess they're kind of trying to repeat history. The Women's Royal Rumble was very successful. Why not try to recreate history and do it again on the grandest stage of them all?
Them all.
Sounds good.
For sure.
Sounds exciting. I feel them throwing this one to because Sasha and Bayley are going to have a match.
Are they? There's a lot of women's matches on this Mania card now.
Yeah, it's going to be a stacked card. It's actually starting to come together pretty nicely.
I think we're going to get like 12 matches.
12 matches? Maybe.
We're not far off. Really, there's a lot. I mean, we could run through them. I'm pretty sure there's like already at least 10.
Well, we have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns as your main event, or will it be the main event?
Mm-hmm.
On that note, folks, just to get a little bit on topic, but a little bit on a side note. Again, this week, didn't you notice something, J-Bomb? Did you notice an absence of Brock Lesnar once again on Raw?
Jeez, no, I didn't really realize.
Surprise.
Yeah.
So it's funny because the whole first week we were in question if it was a shoot or not, and now it's quite clear that this is intentional. So which kind of ruined it for me now.
It absolutely ruined it. This is the first week. Like, week 1 was awesome. You asked yourself questions. Week 2 with Heyman was pretty cool. And you were still like, maybe Brock did fuck up the first week. And he's, they're building into the story. But this one was just like, it was like an insult to the fans.
And Roman tried to recreate the same promo too, almost. And it was just like, oh, come on, man. Don't do the same thing again. And then he goes backstage with Vince and kind of breaks the wall. But you can clearly tell it's not the case. And I don't know. McMahon's saying now that, Brock's going to be there guaranteed next week. Well, I feel that he's not going to be again. And
for sure
this is the WWE's way of trying to get heel heat on Brock Lesnar and make him the bad guy going into WrestleMania to minimize the boos for Roman Reigns.
I can't get over.
No, just can't. Maybe one day, Roman. Maybe one day.
I feel like he was the closest he's ever been. And after that promo, he just went right back to being Vince McMahon's guy.
Yeah, it really wasn't a great follow-up. Anyways, so another match on the WrestleMania card, we got AJ Styles versus Nakamura. That match is great, set in stone. It's a dream match everybody wants to see. I hope this main events WrestleMania. If not, it might co-main event WrestleMania. But definitely a match I'm looking forward to. It's going to be great. I just wonder how restricted they're going to be in this match. I hope they kind of have a little bit more free reigns to do some stuff.
They have to. You have to think that they're going to let him go. You have to.
I sure as hell hope so.
Like, we've been waiting for so long, and the they gotta. This is gonna bring like so many fans, like wrestling fans, to watch. Like the guys that have given up on the WWE. It's gonna bring those fans back.
Absolutely. I mean, the indie
At least
scene
for that
hasn't
one
been
match.
this hot in ages, and I think a big superstar who came from the indie scene and from Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, Jesus Christ, people are really going to be tuning in for this one. We've seen the match they've had. It's classic, folks. If you haven't, check it out. Amazing. So these guys are going to try to repeat history, and I think they're going to succeed and steal the show. Well, I mean, again, there's a lot of matches on here that could steal the show, but. Another match also on WrestleMania card is going to be The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've been doing a lot of work on this angle every week. We saw a really cool match this week between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, with Balor actually getting the upper hand off the top rope suplex, kind of hooked his leg, went after a roll-up, and got the win. And it was believable. I liked it. These guys
I loved it.
Are both former champions, and they both are kind of at a similar level. So them exchanging wins back and forth is really good for, at least I find the angle, because you're not going to know what's going to happen going into WrestleMania, and also having The Miz in the mix is always fun. So it should be decent for an Intercontinental Championship match.
I think if the Miz spends the majority of the match laying outside, it's probably going to be pretty entertaining. Miz is amazing. I love the guy. He's pretty horrible in the ring, but
I haven't liked him as much since he cut his hair. Now I realize, like, I like when his hair started kind of going a bit long, and he kind of seemed like a villain. And now he's kind of got like his spiky hair again, and he looks like a early 2000s. When people in the 2000s had the spiky hair, and when he first came back, when he came out the Miz, it was like, eh. So I hope he grows it out a little bit, but still like the guy. So he's still great. He rocks the mic.
I feel like he got back on track this week on Raw. Yeah. It was a pretty good segment, pretty good promo. His facial expressions were good. I feel like I miss Maurice. I miss Maurice with him.
Definitely, but I mean, she got to do what she got to do.
She got to do what she got to do. She got to push that baby out.
She did to get where she was, to do what she did, and to have what she has in her belly.
That's right.
Another match on the card is going to be Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode, and these guys actually put together a pretty decent match, Fastlane, compared to what I thought was going to happen. The RKO at the end was nice. I didn't predict it, so that wasn't an RKO out of nowhere. Corey Graves, it is not what you saw this week on SmackDown. He just hit the RKO normally, and it's like, RKO out of nowhere, and it's like, no, that's an RKO.
Yeah. The first 10, I don't know if it was 10 minutes, but the beginning of that match was really bad. It was like headlock, punch, kick, headlock. But I'll agree with you. The finish was good, and it did get a little bit better about 3/4 of the way through.
It's perfect for me because I jumped in the car during the intros to those match, went to the corner, got myself a beer, came back, and then by the time I opened it, sat back on the couch. It was like kind of 3/4 of the match, so it was kind of more the good part,
So you literally...
Well, I knew what to expect. Going into this.
It's the beer getting match of the night, so...
Yeah, it's the beer break, the bathroom break, whatever you want to call it. But it was better than I thought it would.
For sure.
Another great match at Fastlane also was Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. A lot better
than
I
was
thought
good.
It would be. Yeah, pretty good all around. We saw Charlotte picking up the win. I kind of liked how she put her in the figure eight, and then as she elevated and cranked it on, that's when she tapped out. It looked pretty good. And then by surprise, Asuka comes out afterwards and challenges Charlotte Flair to WrestleMania. So there you go, folks. It's official, just like we had thought, and many people did. Asuka did challenge Charlotte Flair. We're going to get that dream match. And some people are actually saying that this match might main event WrestleMania, to be honest with you.
Oh my God, really?
Well, they're saying if any time a women's championship match women's match would headline WrestleMania, this would be it. At least for now. I mean, maybe down the line there'd be bigger matches, but it's a pretty big match. You got the Queen, the Empress.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking, I think the streak's over. Charlotte's going to win this.
You know what? This is the person that you can put her against, because I was like, no matter who she was going to go against, I was like, this is fine because Asuka's going to win. I know she'll win WrestleMania. But actually, against Charlotte Flair, it's kind of like she's done a lot. She's worked really hard. There's a lot of respect for her. She's earned a lot. And it's kind of like, will they really give it to her? Maybe they can. It kind of makes you question. It can be believable. So I can't 100% say that Asuka's going to win this match, but I'd like to think she will. We'll see though. Charlotte's lost to like Bailey and Sasha, and she's
But
taken pretty.
Charlotte's the WWE's girl.
Yeah,
100%. This is the girl they're going forward.
but Asuka seems to be Triple H's girl to some degree. So
Yes, but McMahon always has the final say. And I forget which podcast. I listened to so many this week. But they were talking about this is the opportunity to make Charlotte go back to heel. She's going to break the streak and do it in the most heelish way ever. Just like her dad used to do.
She would do it in a good way, I would think, and like she would like. And I think she'd win as legit as a face.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think she's got to win though. I think it's a perfect opportunity. Asuka's streak could be over, and I think that's something that's like really good for the WWE. But at the same time, it's probably like shit. When are we gonna end this and kind of get her in the mix more than just being super dominant?
But I feel like though part of it is like moving her over to SmackDown so she can go through the SmackDown roster too. So I feel like she's going to win the title at SmackDown at WrestleMania, then have the title for quite some time, go through challenger after challenger on SmackDown, and then lose the title at like SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania next year, maybe even. The Royal Rumble next year would be the longest I would see her holding the title. But I think she's going to
like a rematch.
I think she's going to roll through, and it might be Rousey. Who knows? That's probably going to be it, folks. I think I even predicted this earlier on another podcast.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
You know, Ronda.
Ronda on Raw.
Oh, it killed me, man. Honestly, it killed me. I feel like I was like hype and behind her, and then her not being on Raw, and now she's not going to be on Raw next week either.
Yeah, she was advertised for every Raw going to WrestleMania. So what happened to this full-time contract and doing the hard road travel and flying and city to city and night after night? Like, no, she's clearly not in that sort of scenario right now.
It's a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointment. And not only is she not on Raw, we have to watch the same promo recap of everything that's happened since she's been there over and over, and on SmackDown and on Fastlane, and then again on Raw. I mean, I'm over it.
It's funny because you have Ronda Rousey and you have Brock Lesnar, these two people from Ultimate Fighting, and they're doing similar things.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm hyped for WrestleMania. I'm hyped to see her fucking fight, but I don't know. I'm really disappointed.
Especially in the advertiser too for every Raw, you know. And then she's probably just like, "Nah, too bad I can't be there." And WWE's like, "Oh, okay."
She, I don't know if it was on her Instagram or Angle's
I saw she was on Ellen like yesterday or today or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw that online somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was a repeat, but Angle, I think, posted a picture of the two of them training. So maybe she's taking time off to train.
Hey, I was thinking it'd be cool if Kurt Angle gave her the Angle Slam.
Gave her the Angle Slam?
I think she could do a good. I think she could be good with the Angle Slam.
Oh, as a move. I think you meant like do the freaking Angle Slam.
No,
okay,
as a move, in her move set.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Not a
That'd be
finisher,
awesome.
not a finisher, just as part of like a move set or something.
Huh. That would be good. That's a good idea.
Well, they're working together, right? She can pass it on to some way or the other.
You think we're going to see the double ankle lock?
Yeah, I don't want to, but I think you might be right.
Yeah, like Triple H and Stephanie reaching to each other's arms in the middle of the ring in the double ankle lock. I don't know. Anyways, Mania's shaping up. It's pretty cool. Raw was pretty decent this week.
Yeah, both shows were pretty good. And one thing that was pretty cool to end off Raw was we have a new number one contender for the tag team titles.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean,
Braun Strowman is your number one contender for the tag team titles. So this one man won that. You know how much it must be for all these tag teams that work all year, and they're like, "What? This guy's not even a tag team." But it's so suiting for Braun Strowman, right? I love it.
Senior Revival.
And now I hear them rumoring their tag team partner, like saying, "Oh, you know, who could his tag team partner is it going to be?" They ultimately, it looks like it might be Elias. They might just pair them together.
That'd be cool.
And people were saying they should call them the Symphony of Destruction. It'd be kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess.
they have the match, right?
Yeah.
But people were saying stuff like, "Oh, what if it's Samoa Joe? That could be really cool to have him come back." Even
yeah,
Kane,
but Joe's a heel.
Where's Kane gonna be doing at WrestleMania? Also, I even heard people saying, "Hey, put him with Neville just to bring Neville back, bring him to the main roster." God.
I say just let him win the tag team championship alone.
That's what I think too. I think it'd be great to just see him go in there and just destroy them both, or at least win a convincible match. against Sheamus and Cesaro, and I think it'd be pretty cool to have him come out as a tag team champion for a while. It would be super unique because you have the Freebird rule, right? But then you have, it's completely opposite where it's like the solo bird or the eagle rule or the hot, whatever you want to call
eagle.
it. But yeah.
It was cool to see the Revival get jobbed. I hate those guys.
It's so funny because week after week, it's like they give them a win, then they give them a dirty loss. So, yeah.
They looked like shit. They looked weak in that match.
I'm not a big on the Revival. I know they put on some good matches, but like they don't have the look for me, I guess.
Honestly, they were in like the NXT era where Bobby Roode was the champion, and I just look at those three wrestlers as like vanilla meat and potatoes garbage. I don't want anything to do with it. Nothing. I get the hype around DIY. They seem pretty awesome, Gargano and Crazy Beard, but I
don't like Crazy Beard. He's being a bit of a douchebag on social media these days.
Yeah, but he's like getting so much heel heat.
Yeah, I
it's
guess
like
that's what he's
legit
working
old school
at,
heel heat.
I guess.
And it's pretty cool. I'm dope. I'm down. Yeah.
Hey, what did you think about the Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax segment this week?
I thought it was friggin' spectacular. I thought the way that they had the camera at the end with her and Mickey in the room was genius. It felt like Attitude Era a bit. It reminded me of when they who was responsible for that like hidden cameras in the back. What was it called?
GTV.
GTV. Yeah, who was that at the end of the day? Who was G?
I don't think it ever came out necessarily, but I remember they were
Goldust?
saying it was supposed to be Goldust, I
Okay.
think, for GTV, but it ended up like either it came out being something completely different or just they stopped doing it.
Oh, well, either way, it just reminded me of that. Nia Jax was phenomenal in her freak out. The screaming at the end I thought was really good. She could have held the scream a little bit longer, but man, Alexa Bliss is like levels ahead of the rest for acting.
Okay, so I don't have
Timing.
I don't have the same opinion as you on this.
Really?
Yeah. So I do think Nia Jax's performance has been great. I think she's done everything right. She's definitely earning her keep, and she will win the title at WrestleMania. I'm almost dead certain of this. And I was always hard on her because The Rock's definitely helped her out and influenced her in some degrees. I feel like The Rock has kind of fast-tracked her career, put her on fast forward. She's kind of a lot further more than she should be, ideally. However, I think she's earned it. I think she's worked very hard, developed really hard. Not the most finesse in the ring, but she's come a long way, and her development and growth has been great. So she wins at WrestleMania. Good for you, girl. Awesome. I'm okay with it. Now, I found the backstage segment with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James lazy.
Really?
I find
What was lazy about it?
I find it was very typical kind of for them to do that. Like, oh yeah, I only use her. And the way that she talks all the time, Alexa Bliss, she's always very like, snooty and stuck. It's always one dimensional.
She's
I
a
know,
brat.
but it's always one dimensional.
But they're all one-dimensional.
I don't know.
Name me a
the
diva
fact that
that's
they're
not
standing
one-dimensional.
there and they're
Ooh, I
getting
just called her a diva.
filmed and the way they say things, and it just like to me, it felt like a really lazy direction to go. Like, hey, we want to drive a wedge between the two of these guys. Let's just, oh yeah, she's talking to Mickie James behind her back, and we're filming it, and they don't know we're filming it, and it's just like, oh my god, like really, guys, I've seen this before. I didn't think it was original. They could have done something a lot cooler than this. They didn't even need to do it at all. We could have just had Nia Jax come out and not help, but she was going to go ringside with Alexa Bliss next week on Raw when Alexa fights Asuka, and then Nia Jax can just straight up cost her the match, pick her up, Samoa drop her, squash her, kill her, and be like, you don't have an opponent at WrestleMania, now you do. And then that's it. Boom, drop it.
No,
I thought it was super Mean Girls. It was catty.
That's the whole point.
I did not like it. Was not a fan of it. I thought it was lazy. And honestly, I'm a big fan, or have been a big fan of Alexa Bliss, but I want to see more out of her than the same style of promo every week.
Yeah, but
it's
not her writing it, right? I mean, it's what she's given, and considering, like, compare her to Mickie James. If you're watching the two of them acting together, I mean, Mickie James must have looked to the ceiling like every 3 seconds and huff and puff. Like, Bayley and Sasha, like, they were horrible actors in their segment as well. I just feel like Bliss, yeah, it's the same thing over and over and over, but she's good at it.
She's good at it.
She's good at what they're asking her to do.
What they're asking her to do, I know, but people need to keep evolving and reinventing themselves. And I feel like Nia Jax is developing as a character a lot more. And I feel like there's other people as well too. Like even Carmella, I was texting this week. I'm actually finally starting to become a Carmella fan. I think she's entertaining. She's funny. Her screaming is great. She's starting to become a better wrestler. And I don't know, like Alexa Bliss does put on some good matches, and she's good in the ring. She's definitely good on the mic. I don't want to knock her. Definitely one of the top talents, but I want to see less of the bratty, same same typical promo every week that she's giving. And I cannot believe the whole segment of them being in the back and casually talking. And why would this stuff all of a sudden go on to the Titantron? Because
Charlie, she told you why.
Well,
was it Charlie or was it the other
we were
one?
going to do a segment here, and then nobody was there. Like, it was so lazy. That's how I saw it, lazy.
I liked it. I thought it was all right. I mean, I could see. I
I don't think they needed to do it. I just think it could have easily, have been her next week turning on Alexa Bliss, and there's already enough heel heat there. Like, I don't know. You watch Total Divas, and you see how nice Alexa Bliss is with Nia Jax. You don't buy it. It just.
I'm buying this more than I'm buying a lot of other stories. I think what it is, though, is it's more they really want to have her bullying and shaming the shit out of Nia.
But isn't that great? Because they're knocking on her for being big. And I know the whole thing is like the WWE's like the big girl's going to win and, be strong, independent, and overall you'll prevail and stuff. But it's kind of like they shouldn't be doing that. They should just be like, Nia's a loser, like... I pretend to be your friend. I use her, but you don't have to call her fat or big or anything.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's so good. Come on, this is like the Attitude Era, man.
It's like when they used to call Mickey James Piggy James.
That's awesome too. It's like, I mean, it's different from every other storyline that's going on. All the other ones are like you're saying, Nia would just come out, Samoa drop her and go, "You don't have an opponent at Mania, now you do," and then
she's still going to do that next week.
Yeah, for sure she's going to do that next week, but
she'll go
we
through
have that
next
story
week.
behind
I'm going
her.
to call right now. She'll go through next week and be like, "Oh, hey, Nia, like, yeah, I know you saw you yesterday, but like, I was just joking. Like, I knew the cameras were on, and I was just playing with the camera. It's fine, it's cool. But you're going to be there for me, right, tonight? You're going to be there for me, right? Yes, Alexa, I'll be there for you tonight." And then they'll go out, and then it's going to happen. Like, there you go. I just, like,
I'm
don't
okay
even watch
with
Raw
this,
next week. That's what happens, folks.
We'll agree to disagree on this one.
I just don't like lazy. I want to see new, inventive angles where there's some other way of doing it. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. I've seen that before. It's very Mean Girls. It was not believable to me.
I know, but she's crossing that line. You know what I mean? With the body shaming, she's crossing that line. She's using like, popular trends and culture, and I don't know. It's working for me, and I think a lot of people are enjoying it. I think you're probably going to be in the minority on this one, but I can respect
I thought
it.
you were saying people were butthurt about the whole Nia angle.
But that's the whole point. They are super butthurt about it. But I think they're still enjoying it. But a lot of people are saying, "Oh, she shouldn't shame her," and it's a sensitive issue. And I think it works because everything that Bliss went through with her eating disorder and blah blah blah, and it just works.
They should just make it like really real then, or something like really real.
I think it's gonna get there.
We'll see. I'm just wondering this match, like how long is it gonna be at WrestleMania? Because can Alexa Bliss convincingly hold her weight? Oh, pun.
Ooh.
We'll see, but this is the match we've been waiting for these two to collide. So, it's going to be a pretty cool WrestleMania, and it's going to be interesting to see how things develop over the next few weeks.
Yeah. Well, what else happened on Raw? Because we've been jarring about Bliss and Nia for some time now. John Cena?
John Cena, right. Big news, right? So, John Cena, again, unsuccessful in his way, in his mission of forcing his way onto the WrestleMania card, says, "Hey, I'm going to go in the crowd and I'm going to watch as a fan." And I thought it'd be kind of cool if Cena just spent the whole show in the crowd watching as a fan. Yeah. But obviously he would have to get involved at some point in time. But anyways, it did go on to seeing him, obviously undoubtedly, challenging the Dead Man, the Undertaker.
Wicked promo, man.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was good. I mean, Cena, always delivers on the mic and, tried to make it, quote unquote, real. But
But he's still kind of like, even though he's like fake shooting, he's still he's a master of it, because you kind of think yeah, he's shooting and he's allowed to quote unquote shoot, but then you're like, did he go a little further than he was supposed to go? And I always get that from him, which is
I think he often goes like 10% more than he should go or something like that. But because I mean, what they're gonna do? It's John Cena after all. But then we have the challenge laid out there, folks. John Cena, Undertaker. It's not official yet, but it looks like John Cena's time may be up, and he may very well rest in peace. I would love to see Taker. He needs a good win, man. That guy needs a solid win at WrestleMania. So,
dude, he has to come back as American Badass for this fight.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yo, okay, you've really not been on social media in the last couple days.
You really think that's what's going to happen?
Everybody's convinced that
with
he's going
Kid Rock being in the Hall of Fame too.
100%, 100%.
Oh shit!
That he's coming back, American Badass. Because I think he's got his hip. I think he had surgery.
His new hip, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got his hair. He's not got much hair left.
So he wears a bandana.
Not for the whole match.
Trust me, they could glue it. If they could glue Sasha Banks' hair on,
they're gonna glue
they
it
could
to
glue
his
a
head.
bandana
They
on
would
this
have done
guy's
to
head.
Hogan so many times if they would do that. Hogan's just never glued to
Hogan-
his head.
Yeah, but Hogan embraced it. He was bald from like 20.
He'll just bust it with his hairline. But anyways, who knows? Maybe it won't be so bad. But I'd be totally down to see that because they can get away with so many like questions. Like, oh yeah, he retired as Undertaker, but he can still fight as the American Badass.
Exactly.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him give him a last ride, Tombstone, beat Cena. I'd be down.
And he would 100% have to beat Cena.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I think if he wrestles Cena, he's going to have to. And I think Cena better fucking do the job.
Do the job. No, I love the promo. I was not excited for this when we first heard about it rumors months ago. If this happens, I'm super stoked for it. And American Badass is badass as hell. So I'm in for it.
Hello,
That's all I got to say.
it's
John Cena!
You can't see me.
But yeah, he's got to prevail. Taker's got to take it. Taker's got to take it as the American Badass. Anything else you want to cover before we wrap this up?
Well, another interesting piece of news for the wrestling world. Jeff Hardy had a DUI this week, folks.
Ooh.
What does that mean for his WWE future? I don't know. I mean, because we did see that happen to an Uso earlier, and nothing happened out of it. So I think WWE's kind of being like, well, they're responsible for their own actions. As long as they didn't rape somebody, we're good.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to be involved in the Hardy compound next week on Raw.
Yeah. Is it next week they're going to like visit it? Is that what it is?
No, it's the match.
No, it's not WrestleMania?
No, and it's smart that it's not at WrestleMania because
That way they can do the Hardy in the match at WrestleMania.
well, they could do Hardy in the match, but I mean, consider it at WrestleMania, the hype, and then everyone's just watching the screen. Like it would kill the show. It would work at a smaller pay per view.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited, man, and like they're gonna knock it out of the park. I think from here to WrestleMania on both shows.
I hope so. I think a lot of pressure is going to be put on them because they've been having that feud that's been going on, and the matches have been subpar or whatever they've been. So they really got to kind of take it to the next level. I really do hope so. It'd be cool to see Jeff involved and then have some kind of tag match or something at WrestleMania. I don't know though what that would mean because Bray Wyatt would then need to get a tag team partner. So we would then have to see.
Well,
Maybe a call-up. Maybe Aleister Black.
Oh, God, I really hope Aleister Black doesn't go with Bray Wyatt. I'd love to see Aleister Black, but I don't want to see him with Bray Wyatt. He's got to be a standalone guy. That guy's amazing.
Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins. Imagine when that happens.
Aleister Black versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Aleister Black versus Finn Balor. All those guys. Oof. Aleister Black versus Ricochet. In
Ricochet's
NXT?
going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how he accommodates or kind of, I guess, gets on the WWE wavelength, more or less, in terms of the fighting style, the ring size, and all that stuff. I mean, I know he's been around the world. I'm sure he's going to be fine. But will he have to tone it down? And if he has to tone it down, will he be the same Ricochet?
I really hope he doesn't have to turn it down. So you want to wrap it up? I'm getting the signal from Des. We're going to wrap it up. We didn't do our intro today. We didn't tell people to follow us.
Well, there was so much to talk
Twitter.
about. There was so much passion in our souls to start talking about the week in wrestling That we were
True.
decided to be unselfish and not talk about ourselves, but talk about the WWE and the wrestling world.
And we spent like an hour before this podcast figuring out our audio issues that we've had over the last few weeks. And
I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up.
Yeah. I'm happy that it fell this way, but Des realized that his mic was unplugged and he was using the mic from his laptop instead of his really, really nice, expensive microphone.
To be fair, my laptop is from work, and I didn't have a microphone. It was disabled or uninstalled or something, so I had to reformat my PC. They put Windows 10 on it, which was really annoying. And I plug in my Blue Yeti microphone into the USB, and it says it's working, but instead it's actually going through default my laptop microphone. So again, too much weed smoked by this guy over here in his lifetime, I guess.
It is what it is. We're back in track and our audio
do
is
drugs.
back.
I'm joking, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, that wraps up another episode of Talkamania. So do us a favor. Follow us on Twitter @_Talkamania, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. Check us out on YouTube. Do us a big favor. Leave a review. Leave a comment. It'll help us out big time. Follow us. Do us a favor. Until next week. Are we going to do another one next week, or is there one before that?
Of course we're going to be here next week, if not sooner. I mean, that's what we're going to do,
sooner.
Right.
Sure. And check out Independent Thoughts, our other program run by Justin. If you want to follow him @Justin S. Roberge. Do we have any shout-outs to give? She Hates Wrestling. She Hates Wrestling. They've been a huge supporter. Who else? Chris Rucker Podcast. He's checked us out. And we're probably going to get into Periscope soon. So if you're into Periscope, follow us. We're there as well, Talkamania. We're pretty much anywhere you would think we'd be. It's surprising.
Look behind you. We're not there.
Where are we?
We're not there.
Dung, dung, dung. So, yeah, we'll tune in next week. J-Bomb's out. Say bye, Des.
Happy Nakamura Day.